so now we've contacted them and we have qualified them. We're setting them up for the appointment. So this is, I want to get a little collaborative here. Specifically, what I want to talk about is what is the value of meeting to the client? Why should they take time to meet with a stranger? So another thing that I'm noticing a lot is when we finally get somebody who wants to meet, and I've been guilty of this too, I've totally done this, where I'm so excited that they want to do something that I'm like, cool, let's set up a meeting. As soon as I hear those things, I'm setting up a meeting and then I don't ask more questions. And then I've set up this meeting, but I don't know a lot about them. So I would love to kind of hear some of your, from you guys, what are some of the things, what is your value pitch to the client of why they should meet with you? Who would be willing to share that?
That we're knowledgeable about the market, the current conditions, the various different areas that if they aren't aware of them, that we could give them that information.
Okay, awesome. So that we can impart knowledge onto them. What else?
I like to use that we'd love to be proactive. So most real estate agents are reactive, and we would love to be proactive on your behalf. In order to be proactive, we need to go over more details about exactly what you're looking for so that we can go out and find those opportunities for you. I can't go into the marketplace and network and door knock and cold call until I know exactly what you're looking for and the fact that you're pre-approved, et cetera. So let me be proactive, take the meeting, and then I'll get out there and hustle on your behalf.
Love it. So knowledge, being proactive, those are two huge value adds. What else can we tell them? Or can we ask them? Sorry.
Not known for my sports abilities.
It's okay.
Okay. So I really believe when we go through on a phone call and we ask really relevant questions and we're not telling them, we're asking them about their motivation. You know, why are you moving? Where are you going to move to? What's your time frame? Why is that? Tell me more. When you're going through and you're asking a lot, and then when I do get an appointment, I have a whole list of pre-qual questions, and I never go on an appointment without asking every single one of them. It's like a doctor who asks relevant questions when you're sick. They see your value. I've literally had so many people at the end of the call just say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you called. You sound like you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing because you're asking relevant questions about what they need.
What are some examples, Lexi? I love that. What are some examples for everybody of relevant questions that you could ask? Like, what would that look like?
Okay, so, you know, I just start off with asking, so when you sell this house, where are you going to go to next? Oh, tell me more about that. So in an ideal world, when would you like to get there? And, you know, I saw your home was on the market and obviously it's expired. What do you think stopped it from selling? Oh, really? And how did you happen to pick the agent that you chose? Oh, okay. Well, I could see why you do that. They were your buyer's agent. Well, let me ask you, you know, anyway, so I just have a whole list. And then when I get the appointment, then I've got my pre-qual questions. So if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can get your home sold, will you consider going ahead and listing with me when we meet at 3 o'clock this afternoon? And then, so tell me again, you said you were moving to such and such. What's really important to you in that? And I just go through, I mean, I've got a whole list, but by the end, they feel like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I love that, Lexi. And something that stood out to me about everything that you mentioned was a lot of those were both one, open-ended questions that they could take and run with, and two, you're setting expectations for what to expect, which is super powerful. Love it. So to kind of build on what Lexi said, there's a couple questions that we should always be asking every single person that we meet with. And so we can call this, you need to sell whatever it is that they're buying, right? So are they buying a good communicator? Are they interested in somebody who's a sharp negotiator? Do they just want somebody who's friendly? Is maybe that's all that they care about, or somebody that they have stuff in common with? People are different. We don't know what people want unless we ask. And I think a big thing that we're missing sometimes is we assume, oh, we're in good rapport. This is a good call. They like me. And they probably do like you. But if we still don't ask this very specifically what they're looking for, there's no way that we can show up as the best version of that and to be their hero. So even if they do like you, they have a leg, you can tell, okay, this is going well. You should still be asking these questions because there could be little nuanced things that are really important to them that we literally won't know unless we ask. So even if you don't do any pre-qual questions, if you don't do any of the nitty-gritty questions about their search, these questions are the most important because it'll tell you how to show up. So some examples of this: what's important to you about the agent you buy or sell with? What's important to you about the process as you go through this? What do you need to happen or to feel comfortable, right? How will you know when you found the right agent? Any variation of these questions or something that makes you feel comfortable will literally tell you, who do I show up as when we meet? Because if you don't have this, what you're doing is you become a salesperson rather than a consultant. And you're just saying, well, our team's number one and we have a moving truck and we have this and okay, cool. They might not care about that at all. And we just have our like script where we're like, okay, we're so great. Let me tell you all the things that we're great at. And they might not care about any of those things. Maybe the only thing that they care about is that you live in the neighborhood that they want to buy, or that you know the neighborhood, right? And so now, instead of pitching this whole everything and going deeply into everything about the VIP, you're going to be spending time talking about how you grew up in Chula Vista, or you know this neighborhood, or you've sold X homes, whatever, in the area. And that's what's going to convert them. So if you take away one thing from this whole meeting, a variation of one or two of these questions should be in your script to every single person that you're about to meet. So that way you have the cheat code to show up who you need to show up as. Even if you think, oh, well, they like me, we had good rapport, I know what they want, I know how to sell Whissel, I know how to sell myself, it doesn't matter. People don't want to be sold on a company or a team. They want to feel like you can solve their unique problem, or you can be the person that they want you to be, to show up as. So we don't know that unless we explicitly ask. So we can't just assume that we know what's important to them. Does that make sense? So this is like the biggest piece of this for how we convert hire is, who is asking this most of the time or all the time? 2 people. Okay. So this is a huge thing. This is the biggest, I think, piece of takeaway, that if you take away nothing else from any team meeting that I ever do again, if you can incorporate this, your conversion rate will skyrocket, because you literally get the cheat code. Oh, I want somebody who's really communicative, and I want somebody who is friendly, and I really want somebody I can trust. Great. Now you're going to go into that meeting asking about how they like to be communicated with. You can guarantee them, oh, great, I get back to all my clients within 24 hours. You can be assured of this. Great, I'm, X, Y, and Z. I can show you that I have integrity by, here's some reviews that I have. People have really enjoyed working with me because they know that they can trust me, blah, 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 blah. Now you're just selling what they care about. So this question, these work for team appointments, for self-gen appointments, for anything, but these are really important questions to be asking. Yeah, and great for agent attraction. You could use that the same thing. What's important about the team, the sponsor, the whatever. You can use this for any type of selling anything. But really, at the end of the day, we're in a relationship business. So the more that we can build relationships and give people what they want, the higher rate that we're going to close at.